Hi, hello! I'm Lime, and welcome to the first video since the creation of what could very well be the modern atom bomb. Unless you count shorts. I don't. Shorts don't count. Do they count? I don't know. Y'all have made it very clear that you want a part 2 to the Smash or Pass video, so I'll do another one. But only when that video either hits 250k views or I hit 90k subs, whichever comes first. That video took an insane amount of time and effort, and I kind of want to give myself a solid breather before the next one. Finals just finished up for the quarter, and I wanted to give myself a bit of an easier video while I try to relax over spring break. In fact, I'm actually home for spring break, and I couldn't bring my whole setup with me, so if my mic quality isn't what it usually is, that's why. Anyway, I decided to do a Q&A for my 70,000 subscribers special. Is what I would say if we hit 70,000 before I started making this video. But you know how YouTube is. If you don't upload a full video for more than 2 weeks, all your growth flatlines. But that's okay. I'm back. And we're totally gonna hit the funny haha number, right? Right. On to the Q&A! So let's see. The most asked question was... Oh. Yeah. Can't say I wasn't expecting that one. Everyone is always so interested in why my username is Burnt Lime, and unfortunately it's not very interesting. My original mascot character was named Lime, and my original username was actually Roasted Lime. My mom found that YouTube channel, was upset that I was posting my art online, and I had to move. My next username was Burnt Lime because burnt is a step further than roasted. Also, before Roasted Lime, the username I used was Burnt Waffles, so I just kind of recycled the burnt part. Next! Matt Christopher 7471 asks, what's your first OC you've made? Burnt Waffles was actually my My Little Pony OC, and is my oldest OC with a creation date of around 2012. It was a complete and utter shameless knockoff of Wooden Toaster, and if I can find a remaining image in the archive of Burnt Waffles, I will put it up on screen right now. Mikesome1490 asks, how come you sound like a baby, kind of? I got sucked into a tornado. Netherpearl NP33 and Airy Host both ask me about voice claims for my OCs, and yeah, I actually do have voice claims for some of my OCs, but you currently have to be at level 5 friendship clearance in order to gain access to them. Maybe one day they'll be public. The only public one so far was when I made that post in like 2018 that Sylvester's voice claim is Joe Hawley, and I guess that still holds up. It's still Joe Hawley. Boo, burn time. I know. It's because when I was first animating Sylvester a ton is when I first really got super deep into Tally Hall, and so I would just listen to the albums on repeat while animating Sylvester, and my favorite songs at the time were all songs that Joe Hawley did the lead vocals on, so they just kind of like stuck together in my brain and I can't separate the two. It's specifically that voice that he uses a lot in Miracle Musical, and even more especially when he puts on a transatlantic accent.
See how the surfs work the ground, see how, and they give it all they've got, and you give it all you've got, and we give it all we've got till we're down.
Atypical Tari asks, how many characters would you say you have in total? I actually don't have very many. I know a lot of artists like collecting massive hordes of OCs, but honestly, having characters and not knowing what to do with them kind of stresses me out, so I try to keep my cast lists to a minimum. Across all of my fandoms and stories and everything, I have 32 listed on my toy house, but I haven't added all of them, so let's just say I have 40 OCs. PopCatBot asks, have you ever seen a fan edit of Sylvester or yourself? Yes, I have, and I love them. They're not nearly as common anymore, and I really wish I'd archived more of them years ago, but yes, I do sometimes see fan edits of Sylvester, and sometimes even myself. If you ever make an edit, please tag me, and if I don't respond, tag me again, because I love edits, and if I don't respond, it probably means I didn't see it. Sulfuric Nest asks, why do you sound like that? Don't worry, it's just a glitch, it'll be patched out soon. Breadcrumbs Animate asks, what animation software or app did you make your animations in? The question says did, so I'm gonna assume you're asking about the past as well. I started off with Framecast on an iPad mini, drawing with my finger, then eventually upgraded to Animation HD, then Flip-A-Clip, then Toon Boom Harmony. I still use Flip-A-Clip when drafting my animations, and I still use my finger to draw. Unlimited Void asks, is there anything you still have from Framecast? I don't know. Wait, okay, I'm actually gonna go search. I'll be back.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, I actually found some stuff, so check them out. I sure have come a long way. Ugh, I don't want to look at this anymore. Let's move on. Barbarossa Q asks, what kind of clothes do you wear IRL? The vast majority of my clothes are thrifted, so my style tends to be a bit vintage. I usually go for bright colors. I wear a lot of stripes and windbreakers, but also graphic tees, and mainly wear blue jeans. I often get compared to a 10-year-old from the 80s. Either that, or I go in the complete opposite direction and wear a bunch of neutral-toned formal wear that only senior citizens find appealing. AMK Heart OC Heart 02 asks, what are your reasonings on collecting old Wait, what the f? How did you know that? How did you know that? I did not put my birthday in! Are you in my Discord server? Y'all, I do not recognize this person. Mangscoose254 asks, why does your voice sound like that? I'm 36 and I live in South Illinois. Somebody spiked my hot chocolate with helium instead of kratom. Tashka Sukewara continues, asks, do you regret anything? When I was really young, like 5 or something, my parents took me to the Atlanta Aquarium because I really liked penguins, and we saw the penguins, and I was super excited because I saw the penguins. But while we were there was this weird, like, 4D theater showing of this Nemo ripoff, which was the mascot of the aquarium at the time. And when we got to the gift shop, my parents let me get something, and my dad did this whole, I know what you want, and pulled a little penguin plushie from behind his back, and I said, no, I want the stupid orange cartoon goldfish Nemo ripoff, and I got that instead. But I'll never forget the look of sadness on his face when I declined the penguin because he was so sure that he knew me so well, but alas, I fell victim to the shitty jingling keys marketing. That or joining Amino. Aiden Bazanace 8106 asks, what do you do in your free time? Free time? Just kidding, but kinda not, because I don't really get much free time at all. I usually spend any time I get trying to relax a little. I tend to overwork myself or feel guilty for not being productive enough. I even bought myself mittens so I can restrain my hands and keep myself from working or doom scrolling on my phone. I throw them on whenever I need to force myself to take a break. They're shaped like paws. Winter Phoenix asks, what's your favorite kind of content to make? Probably this kind of stuff. It allows a lot of flexibility with much quicker turnaround time and reward ratio than animations. But I love animation memes too. I just don't really have the time right now. All of these people asked, what was my biggest inspiration? Rebornica. Gay Luigi 333 asks, why does your voice sound like that? I didn't eat my vegetables. Donnie Foreman asks, your parents used to ground you a lot for the animation memes you posted. What was that about? Honestly, it was just my mom. She doesn't have much technological or artistic literacy and saw my artwork and self-expression as demonic. She still does. She was the first and loudest burnt lime hater. She's probably watching this right now to hit that good old dislike button. Everybody say hi! Clown Around Town asks, can I kiss your TV head OC guy? Yes. Safari Style asks, what do you think Sylvester would taste like if I took a massive bite out of him? Metal. But he'd smell vaguely like expensive cigar smoke from being around Richard so much, and probably laundry detergent, I guess, because he can't sweat or anything, so his clothes would keep smelling nicer longer? I don't know. What do you want me to say? OV Guy asks, does Sylvester have a favorite dinner food? And where does the food go when he eats? He can't eat it all. His face is a screen. He wants to, very badly though. And a big part of his character is doing what he can to chase what he perceives as the human experience. He'll actually order food and drink for himself just to feel included when attending meals with people. The Arthur is Official asks, do you have any plans for Sylvester animation memes again anytime soon? Yeah, I do. But plans don't necessarily correlate to actually getting it uploaded. Like I said, animations require much more time than my other videos, and I barely find enough time to do these. Having said that, I may or may not have a Heaven Says meme sitting in my work in progress folder. Banana Pudding Muntjack asks, I was being genuine when I asked about the crucified Megatron. What is that about? For fun. These people asked, will I make a Discord server? And the answer is, I actually have a Discord server already. It's more of a clubhouse than a server, and by that I mean, please don't enter the server with the normal YouTube Discord server expectations. It's much more of a giant group chat with vague organization than a Discord server. I went into this a bit during my casting call for the OC Smasher Pass event, but I'll say a little bit more about it now. Firstly, while my general content sits at about a 16 and older, if you can handle Adult Swim, you can handle this type rating, the Discord server is strictly 18 and older with absolutely no exceptions. I'm serious. We have a few rules, but only 3 of them are important, and they're be over 18, don't break Discord TOS, and don't piss me off. We don't care about posting things in wrong channels. I give and take roles in mod perms whenever it's funny. We don't do strikes, we just insta-ban anyone who's causing trouble, and we have this neat little system called the wheel. If you're annoying but not enough to ban, we'll put your name on the wheel. Every once in a while, we spin the wheel. If it lands on you, you get banned for life! We also have a system where you may duel another member if you're beefing with them, resulting in one of you getting permanently banned. Sounds fun, right? You want to join, right? Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. See, when I make the invite link available all the time, we get huge influxes of people and it gets hard to keep track. So instead of that, sometimes when uploading a new video, I'll just randomly put the link in the description without notice, and it'll expire in 7 days. So if you're over a week late to an upload, you'll just have to try again later. That or know somebody who's already in the server to give you an invite. Here's a fun fact. The invite link is actually in the description of this video right now. If this video was uploaded over a week ago, womp womp, let this be a lesson to you. Should have had notifications on, nerd. Jampoint6184 asks, can you share the entirety of Sylvester's lore? Can I? Yes. Will I? Not here. It's not safe. No, because imagine it's like the Dragon Warrior scroll where like you go through all this shit and then you open it up and it's just like, it's blank! No, just kidding. I have a huge document. Angelson Clan asks, Heya, what's a pet peeve that bugs you that new artists do? Okay, I hate it when new artists draw for attention and not because they think it's fun. They tie their artistic value to the numbers they get and stomp their feet and quit when they don't immediately get famous. You should be drawing because it's fun. I personally forget to post my art all the time, and even when I do post it, I'll forget to go back and check on how well it did, simply because I don't care. Only thing I care about is comments, really, because they're so personal. In fact, I'll probably put a bunch of art that I've forgotten to post on screen right now. So this is what I've been doing that I forgot to post. Not Nini Gaming 543 asked, why the hell you sound like that? WTF. Okay, I'm being dead serious right now. It was the work of the chameleon. Oh, a lot of people asked me about my music tastes, including Praised Rays. Okay, all right, not to be a shout out or anything, but this person makes awesome Tally Hall covers and you should go check them out, but they also do other stuff too, so just like check out their music. Anyway, a bunch of people asked me about my music tastes and boy, am I here to disappoint. It's exactly what you would expect. I'm sorry. Urker Ribergard 6110 asks, what's your favorite ice cream / popsicle flavor / flavors? Blue. 5-Star Romeo asks, what inspired you to make Flat Circle? How do you know the name? Okay, anyway, like any shows / aesthetics / artists, etc. that influenced any of it. It's such an amalgam of my ideas and writing from over the years. I can't really think of anything specific that influenced like the majority of it. I will say that a lot of the dynamic between Philip and Sylvester is like my own personal Frankenstein AU, where Victor wasn't an absolute head, so I guess Frankenstein? Switchy BT5KB asks, would you make an animated series if you had the time or a team of animators? Yeah, I don't know anyone who would say no to something like that. I don't know what series I'd make, but I'd make something. Penguin Puppeteer 6881 and Pen to Paper 9305 ask if I'm going to do Let's Plays. I love playing video games, but I usually can't justify the time to play them. I haven't played a game more than a quarter of the way through in like a year. If I could be productive while I play, like streaming, I think that'd be super fun, especially if it's something interactive and multiplayer like Pokemon or Splatoon or Dead by Daylight. It wouldn't be on this channel though. I'd probably make a Twitch channel. If you guys are interested in something like that, let me know. Yo-Yo Tricks asks, could we ever get an animation process? I really love your style. First of all, thank you. Second of all, this probably needs to be its own video, but I'll simplify and speedrun it for now. First, I get an idea. Sometimes this includes writing out a script of what will happen in the animation and the timing of the shots. Then I thumbnail it. This is usually really quick and sloppy sketches on paper. Then I move to digital, usually working in Flip-a-Clip, and begin cleaning ideas up and tying them down. Then I pose to pose on these hoes, which is also known as drawing all the keyframes. Then I do the in-betweens, then line art and color, then any extra effects as needed, and done. Dire4 asks, other than foil, what are other things you hate the texture of or just make you feel ick about? You're asking me to give you a list of my weaknesses? A lot of people asked why I look like this, and well, my mom says it's because I'm possessed, so you'll have to ask her for the details. Needle Mouse and Cinny the Fennec 69 ask if Sylvester had the chance to be human, would he take it, and then ask me about voice acting and joining series. Firstly, Sylvester would absolutely want to be human, yeah. Secondly, my presence on YouTube actually started by doing voice acting in, nobody laugh, Steven Universe fan projects.
You need to leave!
I know, I was cringe. I was pretty much always cast as Peridot, but I don't really know how to do the voice anymore. I have no idea how good or bad of a voice actor I am, but I do love being in voice acting projects. If you ever need a free voice of questionable quality, look no further. Menacing Duck and Farini Faye ask, what do you prefer, traditional art or digital? Digital, but I actually prefer rough sketching on paper. It feels like less pressure for some reason. Twofold Affections asks, why do you sound like that? TF? LMAO. First of all, y'all are so mean to me, and second of all, I got into a terrible car accident when I was 12, and I'm still looking for the f***er who did this to me, so I hope you feel bad about asking, and third of all, you're gay! Vanity Arts VV asks, if you were to make merch of any of your characters, would you do it? I'm actually so glad someone asked something like this because absolutely yeah! I love designing merch and getting it manufactured, but I've never really tried with my own characters because I figured not enough people would buy. I already have a few ideas like simple pin sets, acrylic charms, stickers, plushies. I even sketched out a Sylvester Eat-A-Bag a while back. If my viewer base ever grows large enough and shows enough interest in that kind of stuff, I would be ecstatic to go forward with some of my ideas and get them produced. Me Punchy asks, what's it like to suddenly be back in the limelight? I've noticed that over time you've suddenly gotten an increase in fans. I wasn't sure if I was going to answer this one, but it opens the door to something I do want to talk about. I don't consider myself popular or relevant at all. I was once upon a time, but any viewership I get now is a completely separate entity from how I was seen and interacted with in the height of the animation meme community. And honestly, I love it. I've got a really fun-sized viewer base, one that's becoming active enough to keep my videos afloat in the algorithm, while also being small enough to host fun events. I understand it'll get bigger and less manageable with time, but I really enjoy the attitudes and the kinds of people I've attracted into this community so far, and I want to keep heading in that direction no matter how many people may come to be a part of it. Random Person Chilling asks, favorite kind of candy and why? Blue. Kohfii asks, what silly little things/items do you like? I really like collecting things that I could imagine my OCs owning. Since I'm usually hyperfixated on my OCs from Flat Circle, this means collecting vintage technology and knickknacks. I collect vintage phones, as someone somehow figured out before, radios, wrist and pocket watches, books, lighters, and more. Unrelated, but I also collect Pokemon plushies. Lots of Pokemon plushies. I've been collecting for around 12 years now and have well over 100 of them. Tyto Cytotoxin asks, thoughts on microfiber cloth? I see what you're doing. You're trying to get me to go on another tinfoil rant about how much I hate the texture of microfiber cloth. Well, f*** you! Because I actually love the texture of microfiber cloth, so there. Next. Number 9 asks, TV Comunti. This one isn't really a question, I just thought it was really funny and wanted to share. Yeah, it can reset the counter, whatever. Darker025 asks, have you ever done a cosplay or thought about doing one? Yes, I actually cosplayed Sylvester for a few conventions when I was 12, 13, and 14. Since then, I've done cosplays of Tiki Toby, Frank from Dead by Daylight, and I even made a human Starscream cosplay complete with moving plane wings that are my actual wingspan and attached to my back with magnets. Osmodius the Great 3319 asks, hypothetically speaking, how would one properly, in theory, cook a human? Purely hypothetical and asking for a friend. Wait, are you supposed to cook them first? Oh. Cryptid Coast asks, Would you rather have unlimited bacon but no games, or games, unlimited games, but no games? Okay, so I just want to tell you I know where you live, and Netherpearl NP33 asks, what's your favorite food? Because I know it's not yogurt. I really like chili and stew. But I also really love fruits. I love peaches and nectarines and watermelon and cherries and pineapple and oranges and pomegranates and lemons and limes and Rainbow Dreamer 9175 asks, hey Lime, how are you gonna end this video? That is an excellent question. And actually, the answer to that is...
Please subscribe to the Burt Lime Kohfii. Please subscribe to the Burt Lime Kohfii. Fund his education.